Hello, welcome back to Shit They Don't Tell You, your favorite podcast.
The show that is your favorite.
This is Nikki Limo speaking.
And this is your favorite Iceman, Steve Green speaking.
This is your captain speaking.
Oh, that's your nickname? That's a sick
And
nickname.
this is your boss in the bedroom speaking.
What is that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't like her.
Oh, you love
I
her.
don't like her. I don't want a boss in the bedroom.
Oh, you got.
I want an employee.
You got hired to be in the bedroom.
No. Employees
like it?
only.
Oh, man.
I'm
Well,
self-employed in the bedroom.
Dang, what if I'm their boss in the bedroom then, and you only have employees, then we're never in the bedroom then? Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total
That
sense.
makes total sense. All right, so you guys have been submitting a lot of questions to us, and apologies. I have not seen them for over a month because we recorded a Q&A episode in December. It was
I
our
thought
last time.
you were saying that they sent us a lot of questions and apologies.
Oh,
And
no,
I'm like,
no.
all right, I'm ready to read this.
I'm apologizing because I have not read them.
Well, some of you should also apologize to us via email whenever you get the chance. Thank you.
That's yes, thank you. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. My goodness, there's a crypto question. Well, it's not really okay. It says similar to your story and crypto.
Okay. That sounds really promising.
Okay, we'll go with it. This was sent in November. Hi, Nikki and Steve. I have followed you guys for years and truly do not know where I would be today if it wasn't for you guys and the JK fam. Steve is actually the reason I got into crypto, and I am 200% up.
My guy
Wow.
or girl. Good for you, chick.
By the
Or dude.
BTWS thoughts on XRP.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Was that because this was November?
Ripple's the one that it's getting shut down by Coinbase. But I have to say the reports of Ripple's death are greatly exaggerated because it kind of ran recently, like it kind of bounced back up. Because you know what? I think what's going to happen, this is just my opinion, but I think Ripple will end up settling with the SEC and it'll probably run again. But I'm not a personal Ripple believer because I love crypto. And the purpose of crypto to me is having decentralized currencies, and Ripple is very centralized and very bank run.
Yeah.
But if you want to just use crypto to make money and you're not like a true believer like I am, fucking go for it. Do your thing.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Advice from the crypto king. Anyways, oh yeah, she said I just needed some advice. She needs some advice. Backstory. I used to work with this guy when I was 16 and he was 20. He was always the hot older guy that I didn't think I had a chance with. Plus, he had/has a girlfriend. 2, we were really good friends, have always been very close, had good banter, and were both very flirty people, but respected the fact that he has a missus and we're just friends. 3, fast track to the middle of 2018. He had told me that if I was 18 and if it wasn't for his missus, he would date me. Here's the issue.
Holy shit, that's inappropriate.
Yeah, it's very inappropriate. Here's the issue. I've always really liked him. We have similar interests. By the way, he loves crypto too. And we can just talk and laugh for hours. And when we talk, he truly makes me feel like the only girl in the world. We're very close and get along amazingly. And the feelings are still there on both parts, but he is still with his missus. He hasn't cheated. And I would not let him cheat with me. Okay. I just don't know what to do. He is everything I've always wanted and more. And I never thought someone like him would be into me. He is so proud of everything I have achieved. And I just don't know. I kind of feel like he gets the best of both worlds at the moment. However, I know now isn't the right time for us. I'm 19 turning 20 and he is 24. I have to deal and accept past relationships and not be so insecure within myself. He is just everything I want and more. Any advice would be absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much. Love you both so much. Aww.
He's everything I wanted for you as well. He likes crypto. He seems like a good dude.
The only thing that concerns me is if he's, and maybe this is just something that like he has to, people can change and go through things. Like maybe he got stuck in a relationship very young. Obviously, he was 20 when she met him, and he maybe doesn't know how to get out of a relationship, or he thinks that, well, this is just how relationships are, and eventually the feelings go away or whatever. But it's very inappropriate that he told you that, and I would be concerned if
that he could do it again.
He would do it to you,
and he also, it sucks because he's messing around on his old lady like that.
Exactly. That's what I mean, is that like, even though you were everything I wanted and more and you had a girlfriend, what I liked about you was that you were 100% in with her. Mm-hmm. Like you would never even look at another girl. Mm-hmm. Like you would just speak just highly of her all the time, no matter what you thought about her. If you guys had problems,
regrettably,
you weren't voicing any problems in your relationship. Now, her, on the other hand, I heard nothing but bad stuff from her. I heard,
that's why I say regrettably.
Yeah,
because I was never talking shit, and she was apparently always doing that. So that sucks, right? So yeah, that's a difficult.
Yeah, but that's
situation.
what I liked about you. So it's not really the same story, because she says that, oh, it's the same story as you guys, but it's not really, because
there was no cheating involved.
There's
or
no
even emotional cheating.
Yeah, exactly, or any sort of flirting or anything. There's no flirting, and that's what I liked about you. And if maybe loyalty is not very high on your value scale, and if that's the case, then go for it.
It's a hilarious sentence.
Yeah, I just think both of us are such loyal people. Well, you'd be surprised, because a lot of people view cheating as just something that's going to happen eventually.
Dude, I know.
And I am shocked at that.
I know people who get like fucking... They go to the rub and tug sometimes, and they're like married and stuff. So yeah, who knows, dude?
The rug and tug?
The rub and tug?
What's that?
Like they go...
like a happy ending
go get
massage?
happy ending massages and shit. Yeah.
Right.
It's a toughie.
Right. I mean, I'm just assuming in that case, the wife doesn't know, though. But some people are just like, well, it's just cheating. Everybody cheats. And I'm like, wow, that is not a mentality I've ever had.
No, and that's a horrible standard to set for yourself.
And I also do think that flirting, like, anything that you would be scared to tell me you did in your day, like with another girl, then that I would consider disloyal.
If you straight up tell somebody, yo, I wish I was in a relationship with you, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So,
or even, I guess the way he said it was, oh, if you were older and I wasn't in a relationship.
Listen,
but even
man,
that is too much. I think that crosses a line.
Yeah, no.
If his
does.
girlfriend heard it, and anything he said that if his girlfriend heard it and she would be upset with it, that is crossing a line.
Exactly.
Maybe they have an open relationship. That's a different story. It doesn't sound like that was in the details, but
even when I'm talking to like friends who are girls who are our friends, I'm always like, well, we love you. We both love you.
Yeah,
and all this shit.
I always say it in we.
Yeah,
we.
You just gotta, just because you don't want to be, I don't want to say something out loud that gets quoted back to me that Nikki hears and it's like sounds shitty.
Yeah.
So you just have to, be on your best.
Or anytime anything could even be misconstrued as that, like, oh, hey, I ran into my ex-boyfriend at the store, or like someone messaged me from my past. Like I feel like we're very open with like, hey, this happened. Just so you know, always. I didn't do it. I'm not part of it.
But we're both very happy. So then that creates a different situation.
Yeah, when
Sounds
there's
like
something missing in the relationship, that's when people tend to.
But you're his other lady right now, and I think you deserve better. And maybe he is the greatest guy ever and all this shit, but I don't think he would treat his lady like that if he was the greatest guy ever.
Yeah.
But I do like that he likes crypto, so maybe it is even. But I don't know.
And I want to give benefit of the doubt, because people can change, especially when they're very young and in a relationship. He's 20 in a relationship, so like you can learn a lot from. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that to my ex-girlfriend.
But he needs to take that step and actually show growth and be like, yo, I should be better than this, and I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, so I would forget about him, and then maybe in the future, way after you've forgotten about him, if there ends up being an opening, then and both parties are single.
Yeah.
Then maybe that you could consider
but
it.
But guys like this exist, so you can use that.
Yeah, when I saw you and I was like, man, that's everything I wanted. I never thought it would be him. I did say in my mind, now that I know there are guys like that out there, that is my new standard. So I went on dates with a lot of guys where that was my standard.
And there it is. You're calling your shot. So now you have a standard.
Yeah.
And you're not going to go below that. And hopefully you'll get a little bit better than that. You won't get a guy who wants to cheat on his old lady.
That's true. Good luck with that.
Yeah. We wish you the best, and thanks for hanging with us for so long. We appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. This one is titled I Moved In Quick.
Ooh.
Hey, Icebreaker and Steve, what's up? I've been watching your show for a while now, and it's really helped me learn more about expressing myself and working through my anxieties.
Yay.
Hearing other people's stories and questions helped me, so I thought I'd ask your advice on my situation. Sorry for the long email, and I'd like to stay anonymous. My boyfriend and I have been together for over 2 years. We moved pretty fast. I stayed the night on the first date and basically just never left. We have since moved to a new place together, which we are both happy in. Even though we kind of jumped headfirst into this relationship, it worked for us, though sometimes I feel that there are some parts that don't work. I'm 22 and just switched colleges to follow a career path I know I will enjoy. He's 27 and works for his family's company. I know they say age shouldn't make a difference, but I sometimes feel that it does. He doesn't want kids past a certain age, but I am still young and that conflicts with my standards. He also makes a lot of disrespectful and inappropriate jokes towards me and other people, things like, yeah, because it's woman's work and such like that. He claims he's joking, but sometimes I don't feel like he is. It's a behavior he's picked up from the people he's worked with, and he's gotten better, but it's almost like he gets offended when I tell him they make me uncomfortable. There are times like I feel like he comes off like he thinks that he's better than me and other people. I try to work on things to tell him how I feel, but I feel as though he says things to get him out of us arguing and then just brushes off my emotions after. I don't think he knows the difference in being considerate and doing something because you know it'll make the other person happy and changing yourself to tiptoe around other people's feelings. There's a big difference in our sexuality. I'm going to sum some of this up because, wow, this is a long email. Okay. Big difference in our sexuality. She's someone that doesn't want to have sex a lot. He's someone, not that it has anything to do with attractiveness. He's someone that wants a lot more sex. No matter how much she expresses to him that she's uncomfortable, he won't let it go. He begs for it every night, and begging is such a turn off.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's hard.
And then he gets upset when she's not into it. This guy sounds like trash, honestly. And I don't know him, so maybe he's not. But I'm just saying, like, this is toxic behavior.
So far, so good. Yeah. On the trash scale.
I don't want to say all bad things about him. He's a wonderful guy. Ugh, well, kind of. You undersold him.
You front loaded it, okay?
We have a lot of similarities and healthy differences. I do feel like I am loved. We do a lot of fun things and have a lot of amazing memories. He has a lot of amazing qualities I admire inside and out. He supports me in most of my choices, and his family is so wonderful. He has gotten a lot better about some things since we've been. It sounds like all his good qualities are he's gotten better about some things.
Sounds like you're speeding through the good stuff because you're pretty upset about all the bad shit.
I have a lot of mental health issues, and though he's never had any himself or had to help anyone deal with them, he is getting better at comforting me. So I think you're selling yourself short. His good qualities is that he puts up with you. That's his good qualities. Okay, so there's some feelings of unhappiness and I just can't shake. He's both my support, but also the root of some problems. I don't want to break up. I want this to work. There's some things I just wish he would see differently. I don't want to change him, but I want him to be better in some ways. I've been sitting on the fence about seeking therapy and getting professional advice, but I back out every time. COVID has made things difficult. There are things within me I need to know change, but I want your advice on what I should do. How should I approach talking to him and about how I feel? When I try to be direct, he doesn't absorb it. We've been together a while and I feel as though he should understand me like I do him, but I think we have very different definitions of relationships. I think you answered your own question.
Yeah, I think you should reread this.
Anyway, thank you for your podcast and for everyone else. If you don't pick my email, it felt good to just get this off my chest and into the world somehow. And sorry for any mistakes there may be. You are amazing. Okay.
Yeah, you're awesome. No, look, that you basically laid out the whole case for and against your dude right there, and I think that the case is pretty bad for him.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think that you are trying to justify these things because he's there for you when you're sad. Okay, that's some basic shit. Like, your partner should be supportive. Saying like, oh, he's gotten a lot better at being supportive is not, he doesn't get an A for that. He doesn't get a medal. That's like the basic level is your partner should be supportive.
That's why they're your partner.
Exactly. That's a healthy relationship. Is that they're there for you and you're there for them. You get to lean on each other. Another basic level is communication. They should be able to communicate, and you guys should be able to say things to each other without taking offense if it's just describing feelings. Not that he should be pressuring you into having sex with him and like calling you a cunt if you don't. You know, it sounds like he gets really upset if you don't have sex. That's not okay.
Yeah, and even if he tells jokes you don't like or whatever, he should know how to clean it up around you. Like, be able to read the room and go like, okay, this doesn't work on my chick. Even if it's just jokes.
It doesn't. If he's telling a joke and it feels disrespectful to you, if he cares about you, he should honor that you feel disrespected by it and not do it in front of you. Yeah. So
see, I do a joke about women's work. I say, yeah, talking about running a Fortune 500 company. I'm talking about that's women's work right there.
And it's different too if you actually believe it. It sounds like he kind of believes it. Too.
Yeah, if he's doing it like that, then yeah, it could be an indicator. Boy, I don't know, girl. It sounds like you got an interesting situation over there, but you like his family. That's what it sounds like to me.
And like sometimes when she's having a mental health issue, he kind of is supportive, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have all the info, but it just doesn't sound
pretty long
great.
Email to not have any other good qualities in there.
Just hoping.
Yeah. Or I'm hoping that you kind of can see a clearer picture now and break up. Let yourself be happy.
You can't just sit down with somebody and address problems without counting on them taking in what you're saying. That's rough, dude.
Yeah.
How are you going to get through some shit if you're like, I don't know if I should bring this up, or if I can bring this up and he won't absorb it? Like,
yeah, she says she feels like she's walking on eggshells all the time.
Dude,
No.
So you got to walk around on eggshells, and then at night you got to like say no to him every night.
Mark, where's that breakup button?
Yeah, hit the breakup button.
Break up. He's not here right now to do it in front of us, but we know he's in there somewhere hitting that breakup.
He's out there somewhere.
He's out there somewhere
hitting that breakup button.
And you could hear it, but we can't. Okay.
They say you can hear it to this day.
This one, yeah. This one is breaking up with my best friend.
Oh.
Okay, how about that one? Okay. Hey, Icebreaker and Steve. That's the second time someone started it that way. I swear I'm not doing it. It says that.
I don't get it.
Okay, this is my favorite podcast and the only thing getting me through life. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Well, thank you.
We love you.
And you're welcome simultaneously, and thank you for being here. Guess you didn't think this was a relationship question. Well, guess again. I'm a 23-year-old woman with no name. Okay. That's odd, but okay. And meet this really great friend through a mutual friend. We were best friends for over a year when we admitted sleeping together wouldn't be a bad thing, right? Guess wrong. I felt completely 100% head over heels, heart eyes for him, and so did he. He's the first man I have ever loved and make me come in my entire life. He is my dream man. Fast forward 4 months later.
Well put.
Yeah. So what's the problem? Nothing. If it's not so great. Well, of course not. If I'm writing you, skull emoji. I realized through the years I love differently. I have been able to mentally be in a relationship with someone, but when it comes to sex, I don't see myself being with one person for the rest of my life. My ideal love would be an open relationship. I've tried to be in a committed relationship, but I always end up running away because I feel trapped. And that's not something I want to do to a friendship I value so much. We talk about all of this and found that we wouldn't be able to make a relationship work. We still want to be in each other's lives, so we were taking a break from each other. Do you think this is a trait I will always live with, or am I just a young person with fear of commitment? Is there something wrong with me? Everyone else in my life can't wait to be married and wait to be with one person. Should I get over this or find someone who is willing to also be in an open relationship? I feel kind of strange asking a married couple who's probably never had to deal with this, but I look up to you guys and I hope I can get your advice. Thank you, sad face, heart, heart, heart. Sincerely, another heartbroken hoe. Aw.
I think if you're this curious about it, it's something you got to try out.
Definitely. I also think that, I mean, this is probably bad wording of it, but the get it out of your system thing. The only way you would know whether this is just a phase you're going through or if this is something that you will feel the rest of your life about is to do it. So yeah, I would honestly, like in your dating life, seek out people who are open to open relationships. Yeah. And then maybe you meet somebody and you guys are in an open relationship for a while and you kind of get closer and closer and closer and you realize over time, like, hey, I don't want to be with anyone else.
Exactly.
And then you turns monogamous and then maybe it evolves from there. But
if you already have this huge suspicion that you feel this way, then why wouldn't you try it out?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter what our values are, like monogamy, like that's a spectrum. Like for some people have different preferences, you know, and that's why there's so many different types of relationships in the world.
And thank fuck for that.
Yeah. And
there's some people who should not be married, dude.
You just have to make sure you match with somebody that shares those values because it's not fair to them if they're a monogamous person, but you're so in love with them for that moment, but you want an open relationship. That's not fair to put on them.
It's not fair at all.
Just find somebody that shares the same values as you. And that's really what it's about. And I guess the hard part from there is that if one of you changes values and the other person doesn't. And that's just
part of being with a human being.
Yeah, exactly. So that can always happen.
It can always happen. You just have to hope that you grow with people and not away from them.
Yeah, away from them. But then, you know, the way that I go into any relationship, a serious relationship, is I'm going to do this forever until I'm not. And this I do that with everything in life that's worth spending time on. Mm-hmm. But it's not that, like, what if you could play the what if game forever, where it's like, what if Steve goes this way and I go this way and then we break up, or like, I don't want to get too attached. And then you're like kind of holding back because you're like, well, I don't know if we're going to grow apart or whatever. You have to have the level of, commitment that if you're going to go the monogamous route, that you're going to do it forever until you're not.
Yeah.
And then same with the open relationship. It's like, well, I'm going to have this free spirit forever until I'm not, you know? That's the only way it's fair to other people. Like, you can't get into the relationship being like, well, I want an open relationship to begin with, and then maybe I want a monogamous later, and then you did have to change with me.
Yeah. So I think that's our answer to you. I think you should try it out, see how you like it.
Yeah.
And maybe you love it. Maybe that's your forever trait.
I love it so far.
Yeah, we love it so far.
But you never know.
You know what I mean?
You never know.
She always keeps me on my feet that way.
See? You got to do that.
See?
Or they'll run away. I got to be the boss in the bedroom.
No, you are an employee.
I'm the boss in the bedroom.
No.
I'm really not at all.
You're a part-timer. I'm moving you down to part-timer now.
I hate being the boss in the bedroom at all. It's honestly the biggest turnoff is me having to be dominant about anything in the bedroom.
The idea, well, it's perfect for us.
Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect for us.
Exactly.
Even the idea of it makes me laugh, if anything.
Okay. How about this one? I bet this one's really relatable. Porn is crushing my confidence.
Oh.
Hello, Nikki and Steve. I hope you're both doing amazing, and I hope to hear your guys' opinion on my situation. Me and my husband have been together for 4 years, and in the beginning of our relationship, intimacy was great. My husband has always had a thing for porn, and I never cared because I watch it as well. That's healthy. I like that.
Nice.
Okay. However, I noticed early on that it was almost like we had to turn it on for him to get in the mood. And then it almost made me feel like I wasn't good enough. Side note, I have extremely low sexual experience because I've always been in a long, unhealthy, committed relationship that never had good intimacy. And he is a little older than me and has had a lot of experience. I have never cared, but sometimes I feel insecure that I am the worst lay he's probably ever had in comparison to his past relationships. He even said to me once that I am the only person he could have ever married, but he had always gotten turned on by whores. Wow. He's a
real smooth talker.
We recently had a baby, and of course our sex life has gotten to be less and less, and I have found that he takes care of himself more often and doesn't come on to me anymore or express any desire to be with me sexually. He falls asleep by 8 p.m. because he has been at work all day, and I'm tired in the morning because I've been taking care of our 5-month-old all day and all night. So by 9 p.m. after working a full-time job at home, going to school full-time, taking care of our kids, cleaning the house, and cooking and cleaning, once he gets home, I'm utterly exhausted, and I don't feel like waking him up for anything. The other night, when we were having some sexy time in the bedroom, I noticed he had his phone in his hand behind my head with porn on.
That is incredible.
Wow.
What a bold move.
It was a complete turnoff, and I just can't help but feel like I'm not enough, and it really hurts my feelings, but I don't know what to do because half of me feels like I need to be this sexual goddess he clearly wants that I don't know how to be, and the other half of me knows that porn is meant to be a production and not real life sex, but I can't help feel like that's all he truly wants. I've even asked multiple times what he would like me to do, what he wants, anything to improve our sex life, and he always says, our sex life is fine, I'm content, but then doesn't come on to me and watches porn when we do have sex. It doesn't help either that the girls in the videos are very much different from what I look like. And while I understand everyone has this fantasy, all these things together just make me feel like shit and in turn make me afraid of being confident in bed. Because of this, I feel like when we have sex, it's just sex and it has lost its intimacy. It is my fault, however, for never having a healthy sexual... Oh, is it my fault for never having a sexual relationship before him? Or has porn just made me feel like I should be something that I'm not? Thank you for taking your time for me. It's appreciated. Have a beautiful new year.
I think he has a very unhealthy relationship with porn. Mm-hmm. I think that's what's going on here. I don't think it's really about you as much. I think he has a very serious, maybe addiction.
Yeah, where... real sex doesn't even measure up to that anymore. Yes. And it's not even about the girls. I don't even think it's about those girls turning him on more than you. I think it's about the porn in general. His mind's trained to be turned on by that specifically.
Yeah.
Where it's almost like a woman right in front of him doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, so
I don't think your feelings are invalid at all, by the way. And even if, let's say, even if he needed porn to get turned on to have sex with you, that should be communicated before you go into the bedroom, not while you're doing it. Yeah. You notice that he's watching porn on his phone behind your head.
That's so unsexy and transactional.
Yeah. There should be some communication involved. Like, hey,
if I'm gonna get it up here, I need to go horizontal mode on the phone.
Or even like, hey, can we introduce this to our sex routine or something like that? Where it's like everyone's knows about it. Each party knows that that's happening. Yeah. Not just like a surprise.
You should get revenge on him and just bust out a dildo and start motioning it towards him and be like, well, I guess we're just going to do whatever we want in here.
I'd be afraid that he wouldn't care about that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I would
That's
be.
dangerous.
I
Don't
gotta
do
tell
that.
you, I would be just as. I would have my confidence equally shaken as you.
That's
if
rough.
This was happening to
That's
me.
rough. What if I put the phone in front of your face instead of behind your head?
Oh
Holy
God!
shit! Can you
It
imagine?
reminds me of that Black Mirror episode where you can play old memories in your head with that machine, right? And so the guy plays old memories of his ex-girlfriend, or the girl did that, but they were playing memories of having sex with their ex while they were having sex with their partner.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like cheating on a different level. But yeah, I think that you shouldn't be jealous of the girls in porn, or even that you're not as sexually there, like you're not on the same level
the same
as
type.
the porn girls. I don't think it's that at all. I think that it's just an unhealthy addiction to porn.
Yeah, and he should see somebody about it, really. I think that's the best thing, is like getting him help for that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that he even really knows that it's become a problem for him.
Yeah.
And that he doesn't desire sex with you now. Like he's not hitting the alarm bell on that and going like, okay, I got to fix this shit.
Yeah. I think sometimes people that struggle with this maybe justify it in their heads, like, oh, well, everybody goes through this after they've been married for a few years or whatever.
Right. So who knows what kind of feedback loop
it's just not true. Like, yeah. And it also, if it's making you feel bad, that should definitely be a huge red flag that something needs to change, because that's not okay. Like your sex life shouldn't be something you're scared of. It should be something that's like, exciting, and like you get to do together, and it should be intimate. Like if that's what both parties want, and that was what you guys both understood was going to happen.
So yeah, good luck to you out there. I think therapy for your man is the move.
But yeah, I definitely don't think that you're being out of line.
God, no. You're crushing it.
Mm-hmm. And congrats on your new baby.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to answer more questions that we are not expert advice givers at, but, take it if you want.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to our podcast. We just want to take a break to tell you thanks for listening to our podcast, and if you want to rate it, that would be really awesome for us.
Listen, we're on break. We're not talking to you like podcast hosts right now. We're just talking to you like people.
As a friend.
And we just want to say, please rate the show, because it helps out huge amounts.
Like, we're not desperate. We're kind of desperate.
We're giving shout outs right now to all the people who are giving it ratings. So huge shout out right now to Brian Jorgensen. That was sick of you, dude. Thank you. God bless. Huge shout out right now to Mark W. in Springfield, Connecticut.
Back to our podcast.
Jenny Blake.
Hey, back to our podcast.
In Tuscany,
and
Florida.
Back to our podcast.
God bless you. Thank you.
Steven.
Thank you for supporting the show.
Hello, welcome back. This one is called Fear of Failure Stunting My Creativity. I like this because it's a little different. Yeah. So, hey, Sticky. I've been listening to you guys for about a year, and I'm obsessed with your relationship. Y'all seem so happy and good for each other. I aspire to be in a healthy relationship like yours one day. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I do really love our relationship.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about me.
Each year, it just evolves, and I feel like, wow. Like, just to be honest, like, I wasn't sure either. It's not weird to not be sure, like, if relationships after a certain period of time just die down.
Same.
Like, this is the
1000%.
longest relationship
1000%.
either of us have been in, and after 5 years, that was when we moved into new territory for me as far as relationships are concerned, and I was like, I don't know what happens from here. But I did know that at 5 years, I had never retained sexual desire or intimacy or any sort of like attractiveness to my partner. So this was new, that at 5 years I was like, oh my God, I'm like more attracted to you than ever.
Same.
And then
as the years go by,
stairs
this morning because I couldn't wait to see you.
And I ran into your office and couldn't wait to see you yesterday, and I went and kissed you in the face.
I love it.
It does exist, and I didn't know, I wasn't sure. I had always believed, I feel like you did too, like we were both kind of romantics, but had just gotten heartbroken over and over again. And I do think that as I'm reading more books, I can pinpoint exactly what it is about us, and I think it can be replicated when you're looking for specific qualities.
Yeah, and there's hope out there, man. There's a lot of hope.
It has to do with your values, your morals, your lifestyle, and your sexual attractiveness.
And your understanding of each other.
Yeah.
Number 5.
And communication.
Yes.
So a lot of elements, but like when they're all when they're all in alignment, oh my God, fireworks.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, for a very long time, I've had the desire to become a more creative, quote unquote, person. I have always journaled and enjoyed writing poetry, and I have doodled and drawn a bit throughout my life. I'm 23, but I want to be a real artist/writer. I want to feel passion and have the motivation to practice my potential hobbies, but I'm so terrified of being bad at them that I don't even start to try them. So other times I don't even know how to activate the creative parts of my brain. I know what I'm interested in, i.e. psychology, crafts, writing, creative short stories, painting, reading, doing home projects, plants, etc., but I don't know how to dive all in without convincing myself I'm not good at anything and I may as well not try. Since listening to almost all your podcasts and binge watching Big Mood episodes on YouTube, I'm just so inspired by you, Nikki. Like, you're so creative and talented and inquisitive, and you make me want to find passion in things. Oh my God, thank you. That was a lot of compliments all at once. I'm bad at that, taking that. But thank you.
And Steve?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just find that I'm getting in my own way and I need some advice on how to stop. Thank you for reading this, and I'm glad to hear Steve is out of quarantine jail. Oh, this was sent in December.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. A lot of compliments to Nikki, and I got
it sounds like
at least I'm out of quarantine.
Her issue is a little bit more relevant to the types of hobbies and crafts, but you're in a creative field as well. I feel like you can have a lot to contribute.
Thank you.
Gosh, I wish I could remember who. I hate quoting people and not remembering who said it, but it's.
What's the quote?
Well, it's about how, and if you can Google this, but it's about how you're going to suck as a beginner. You just are, and the sooner that you accept that, the sooner that you can just start getting better. And also, you can learn to measure yourself by your progress rather than being so scared of not being good in the beginning. I think a lot of times, if you're obsessed with a certain thing, like you're obsessed with drawing, let's say you're obsessed with painting, you know how good you could be. And so when it doesn't match up, like when you start painting and you're not as good as you know that you could be, you beat yourself up and you just start doubting yourself and everything that you could possibly do, because what you see on a paper isn't what you saw in your mind. And you're looking at other artists and you're like, oh my God, they're so good and I can never be that good because look at what I just did. It's horrible. But just know everybody sucked. Everybody sucked to some degree. Some people, there's varying levels of natural talent. Maybe some people started off a little better than other people, but everybody sucked in the beginning. And just have to accept that you're going to suck and embrace it and be excited and be like, oh, look at that sucked.
Even the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL couldn't throw a ball at some point. So you just have to think about it like that, and everybody's kind of starts on the same playing field, which is zero.
Yeah, because it's not the important part that you suck, that you are good or bad at your first attempts. What's important is that you know where you're going and where you could go and your potential, and if you just put enough hours into it, you will get better.
Whatever you're thinking of too, I think you may be looking at this wrong. I think that you should start to view what you're making as for yourself.
Yes.
It's for you. It's only for you. You're the only one who's going to see it, and just go hog wild. You can have as much fun as you want with that kind of standard, rather than thinking they're going to roll this out in front of a bunch of people after I finish it. You don't have to look at it like that at all. And I think a lot of people make that mistake when they're trying to do something creative. Well, everyone's going to hate this, but you really, at the end of the day, if you love it, somebody out there will love it.
The best, I saw this video and it's the best advice I could possibly give you in a creative field is to do it so much that you're bored of it, and you will be better at it because of that. So just pick one of those things, like drawing or poetry. You listed a lot of things, and I think that sometimes I was watching this video, and I think that he said it perfectly, because I often feel this way. I'm into a lot of different hobbies, but I'm like, why am I not growing in just one? Because it's like you're building a house when you're interested in all these different hobbies. It's like you're building a house brick by brick on 10 houses. So you're going and laying one brick down on each house, and then another brick down on each house. It's going to take you forever to build a house. But if you just go with one and get obsessed with one and just draw in his video, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the YouTube channel, it just popped up in my feed. But in his video, his mentor told him to draw the same thing every day. Draw the same exact thing every day. And it's so boring. And he started with a bird. And so he was drawing this bird every day, drawing the same bird. And then he got bored with it. So what happened was he started getting creative with it. And he started putting the bird in different situations. And then it kind of made him laugh. And so he did kind of some social commentary with the bird. And then he started adding jokes to the bird. The bird was saying these jokes, and the bird evolved into a character. And then
Now, the Twitter logo. See? That bird really came up.
He really came up.
See?
It started as just a boring drawing.
Yeah.
But the point is he got really, really good at drawing this bird. But not just that, not just being good at the drawing part, but he found his voice. And I think that's what you miss in the beginning is like you think that you need to be so good, but you don't really know your voice yet as an artist. And you don't really know what direction to go. And so you're just kind of throwing mud at the wall and seeing what sticks. And then you're disappointed at the mud that's on the wall. So you need to have some measure of progress. And that's why doing the same thing every day is a good measurement, because then you can see how far you've come, like visually. If
Dude,
that's
even the best people out there too still make some shit sometimes as
Totally.
well. Like the quote unquote best in their fields and all that kind of stuff.
Eminem laments about it all the time.
Yeah, people mess up all the time. So you get to mess up too.
Even Eminem. If you can imagine.
I can.
He sometimes puts out a bad song and he
I
feels
like
bad about it.
one of his albums.
Which one?
The rest of them, no. I'm good.
Which one?
Eminem Show.
That's it?
Pretty much.
Wow. I mean, that's my favorite album. But
As far as going like beginning to end, I like this whole thing. Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
Deal with
Okay.
it.
I
Deal with
disagree,
it.
but okay.
Deal with it.
I mean, that's my favorite album, but there's so many good tracks.
But
out
you
there.
need to deal with it.
Anyway, I hope that helps because I think that it can get a little overwhelming when you're into so many things and you're very young too. So you have times on your side. What's the
But
worst
don't
thing?
look at it like that. Don't look at it like that either. Like where you go, well, I'm young. I got enough time to get it figured out. Like just start working on your little thing. Like, working on your craft.
and fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Fall in love with even what you deem bad. You could even take that out of your vernacular. Just take bad and good out of it. Just create.
Dude, it's so subjective anyway. Who gives a shit? Just
So
make
true.
things that you like. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I hope that helped. Yeah, my whole thing when you see me do a bunch of things on my vlogs is I just do things for me. Like it's just for fun. Like that's just for fun. Whatever I'm like obsessed with, I just get into these tangents where I'm like obsessed with that one thing. And then I get over it.
But if you were looking at it like I got to win an Oscar for this, I mean, my
that'd be so much
God.
pressure.
And then half the time you know, I remember growing up seeing these Oscar movies and being like, this is like the best movie of the year. Like you just don't know who's gonna watch what.
That's so true. Okay, this one I saw one that this one seems interesting. Not asking for advice, just giving complaints.
Love it.
Okay, you got us. Hi, Nikki and Steve. I'm not emailing you for advice nor relationship advice.
Wonderful.
I'm in a great relationship, very similar to yours.
Okay.
Thanks for all of your past advice in previous episodes. Pure fucking gold, honestly.
You
oh my
made
God,
it.
thank you.
You made it.
So complaints and compliments.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Okay, my fiance introduced me to YouTube 10 years ago. He was subscribed to Steve's channel, and we loved watching the old sketches and trolling videos. My fiance at the time was also a YouTuber. He was a part of the YouTube rapper phase. LOL.
Nice.
Herbal Tea called him out in a cypher, and he has made songs with Tim, Traffic.
Oh, cool.
LOL. He even placed top 5 in a Vibe magazine rap contest where Eminem was a judge. Had to tell you that, Nikki. He won a signed copy of Relapse. Oh my God.
That's cool.
Terrible album, but
Yeah, true.
great. That's awesome. That's an awesome. I'm jealous. I'm fully jealous. That was in 2009. He was only 17. Nikki, I found you through Steve's videos and got addicted to your vlogs, and I loved your Ask Nikki. You're my favorite person I have found on YouTube. Your humor and realness is just wow. Thank you.
Wow.
I some fucking how just realized you guys have this podcast 2 months ago. I have been binging all of them as one should. I feel like my life is now aligning. Thank you to both. So funny, so dope, so sexy. Rating 5 stars. Love you both. Kimberly, P.S. I just want to do a good job. Oh my gosh. Kimberly.
Love you, Kimberly.
Wait, her thing says just giving complaints, but she just gave compliments.
Maybe she misspelled complaints.
Or
And that's my biggest complaint
being
about her.
satirical.
That's my biggest complaint about
Oh
her.
yeah, it's a terrible thing that you did. She meant to say Ask Limo. She did a follow-up email that said, I meant to ask
So
you.
she emails to say that she found you and your greatness through me.
Through you, yeah.
Thanks for checking in there, Kimberly.
We love you, Kimberly. We love her.
We can move on.
She clearly found the thing that she's most interested in. You were like a college, and she was, she's like, I don't know. My friend goes to this college, so I went here, and then, oh my God, I found a cool class and major.
I like it.
Yeah, it's tight.
I'm the college that she met her dream lover
The
at.
community college.
Yeah, I'm the building.
Well, he's probably has a lot of cool things to say about you.
Yeah.
That's dope. I like your email. I like that a lot. I appreciate it.
Fun.
Thanks for watching, by the way. I hope you binge watch all 141 episodes.
I'll try to talk.
42, 46?
I'll try to talk less so that more of the greatness can be had.
Yeah, please do.
Thank you.
It's too much talking already. Okay. This one's called Help, I Don't Feel Like I'm Man Enough. Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
Hey, Icebreaker and Snowman. I mean, Iceman.
Dude, they do call me the snowman in some places.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do.
He must be from that place.
They do.
I want to start off by saying I'm a huge fan, and I have been ever since I first saw y'all on JK. Mainly because I see a lot of similarities in mine and Steve's personalities, and that we both need to feel needed and like to take care of our ladies. We love to troll, and we even share a distaste towards scary movies. A little bit of background. I'm a 22-year-old transgender male. I've been in a relationship for almost 6 years now. I came out to my girlfriend and a few close friends over 5 years ago, but I didn't officially come out publicly until March of last year when I finally started to transition medically with testosterone. Since then, my family and friends try their best to use the right name and pronouns, but they still slip up pretty often. I can understand why, considering I live about 9 hours away from them and don't see them often. When they do slip up, they usually correct themselves, but for some reason, I still can't shake this feeling that I'm not man enough, quote unquote, for them to see me as the man I truly am. My parents split up when I was a kid, and since that at the time I still identified as female, naturally I moved in with my mom and her wife 5 hours away from my dad, so he wasn't really around, especially in my teen years when I needed it the most. Because of this, there's a lot of shit they didn't tell me about being a man. I guess my question to y'all is, what do you think it means to be a man? And more importantly, what can I do for myself to help me shake the feeling that I'm not man enough? Also, Steve, what is one thing you learned in your early 20s that you think every young man should know? Thanks for the help. Much love. Insert cool nickname here. P.S. The Chupacabra is real, and shout out to the Big Moon podcast. Well, what?
Great question.
Yeah.
First of all, what was the name? They said not to be nameless? Or?
They didn't say a name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, my dude. I mean, this is one of those situations where, I mean, what is a man? I think that's something that
so subjective.
A man is still trying to figure out what the fuck a man is, bro.
Yeah.
Like you exactly who you are is, we don't all have to walk into a room and be Stone Cold Steve Austin to be men, right?
I think what's cool about this generation is that we're shaking up the definition of a man altogether, of what it means to be a man. Like, men are opening up more emotionally and getting in touch with that and being more vulnerable. Like, that's
awesome. Not to say walk into a room and fall on the ground and start crying about how you're feeling or whatever, but it's about being yourself. And so, if I go into a room right now and I'm not feeling that great, but it's like 10 people at a party, I'm not just going to sit there and make everyone suffer with me. But in the appropriate place, I will let my wife know or friends know, the thing that I used to do in the past, which is I'll be a man, I'll not open up about what I'm going through, is bullshit. And it's just something that unfortunately a lot of us were raised to think is manly, but I don't think that that's manly at all.
I also think, and
it's manly to say what you think.
And you might be struggling with this because I don't know what it's like to be a transgender male. And so I don't know what it's like to be a male, cisgendered male either, but you may be struggling with just the identity thing, and that you may be insecure that people don't see you as a man because they used to know you before you transitioned and when you still identified as a female. And that's totally natural too. I feel like you always kind of had that in the back of your mind, do they not see me as a man because they used to know me as a female? I think that that's a very significant part of the insecurity, right? Because
and something that you asked what's something I learned in my 20s that helped me. I'll tell you right now, I think this is really for me, I was a kid, I had acne and stuff, and so anytime I was in a room with lights, I was always fucking terrified, and that took a long time for me to get over that I don't have it anymore, and that I still had it, but it wasn't as bad, and I'd always just think everyone's looking at my face, they're all looking at my face, and and what I realized that helped me so much and changed my entire life and helped me blossom is I don't give a fuck what people think of me, and that changed everything. Right?
Yeah, as long as to your partner, your
friends, your partner, people that you want to see to think highly of you.
Yeah.
And
the people that don't, they just won't. That's their problem.
So there are some people who will, they won't accept you. They won't call you by the name that you want. They won't, and fuck them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's all you can control is like your ability to look at them.
I mean, so in my own experience, how I relate to this is, when I was younger, a beginning driver, I got into a few fender benders, and they were very minor, by the way, very minor. But because of that, I have a stigma that I'm a bad driver, even though I've had like over a decade of a clear driving record. Has not crashed into anybody, has not crashed into nothing, 0 things on my record.
Yeah.
But like when I go see my parents, they just remember me as being a bad driver because
it's branding.
So it's a branding. It's what they remember you as, and no matter what I do, it feels like I can't get them to change their view of me. They're like the image that they have in their head. So if they went, the 5 years I lived with them that I was driving a car, I got into little nicks and bruises or whatever, like I nicked my fender a little bit. They just know me as a bad driver. I haven't lived with them in forever. And now when they see me, they always joke about me being a bad driver.
All
it drives
time.
me nuts because I'm a good driver.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like that where like there's nothing I could do. Like if they're not going to see me for the good driver that I am, this is my true form, then I don't know what else to do. And
you are actually a good driver.
And I am to my partner. I'm a good driver to my partner. Okay. But yeah, I have a trans male cousin that it was difficult, not because we didn't see him as male, but just that we got so used to calling him by his original birth name and knowing him as that it wasn't that we were even seeing him as a different identity.
It's a reflex.
It was just a slip because when I look at his face, I just thought that name because I said it so long.
Every time.
And then after years went by, I think he's been out for five years now. Yeah. So after years went by, and the more I saw him and the more I called him his name over and over again, and he recently had top surgery. So the more it became more natural to call him that. Now I can't even look at his face and think the other name.
No.
Now it's become so associated with his new name. So maybe it just takes time, like it's not even maybe that it doesn't sound like anyone's unaccepting. It sounds like they're trying, but it's just not catching as fast as maybe you want it, and it's making you a little bit insecure. And I think as long as they're accepting you as your identity, it'll just take time in their brains to like have more interactions with you and associate you with your new name and your new pronouns.
Yeah. And so as far as, quote unquote, being a man, I just think that for me anyway, the way I look at it is you walk into a room, and if somebody doesn't like you, you don't give a shit. And it's not because you're such a tough person or any of that kind of shit, but it's because you put your energy into your family and into your friends. And that's the only things that you can control in life, in my opinion.
I think you could also control money.
I think you can control where your
Put
money
it
goes.
into your cryptocurrency.
That's exactly right.
The biggest thing that makes a man is the size of their stack, baby. Am I right?
How many cryptos you got?
How many cryptos do you
Don't diversify too much. Don't be stupid. Don't fall for the meme.
Maybe if you weren't raised by your father, you didn't have a lot of cryptos. See.
Anyways, we really appreciate your question.
Yeah.
And
thanks for writing.
Yeah. Good luck out there.
Yay. Okay. Next. Is self-love overrated? I like that question. Okay. Hey, Nikki and Steve. I don't want to be repetitive and waste your time, so just imagine that I'm showering you with the kindest compliments.
Thank you.
I love you.
Love
a love emoji. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh my God, that's so many compliments. Whoa, stop.
Wow.
Okay, as for many other people, you are couple goals for me, so I thought getting advice from you would be truly helpful. For background info, I'm a 22-year-old female. My boyfriend is 28, and we are together for 4.5 years. So I've been in a relationship since 17/18 years old. I graduated from both high school and university while being in this relationship. To be clear, I think it is a very healthy relationship in itself. I just finished uni in June 2020 and haven't gotten a job since. So the pandemic has taken its toll on me. During this difficult time, I stay at home almost every day, and I've caught myself just binging YouTube videos, learning nothing new, avoiding any thoughts, etc. I'm very sad to say this, but I think my relationship is not helping. Also, my boyfriend and I have been talking about buying a new place with future kids in mind, but lately I surprisingly don't feel like I even want it anymore. This is where I get to the meat of the problem. Since I haven't been alone for almost 5 years now, I've never really had the opportunity to explore myself. Therefore, I kind of feel like I'm stuck in my 17-year-old self. I have seen a lot of online couples breaking up because, quote, they need to love themselves first, unquote. I have this gut feeling that I have to leave the relationship, but at the same time, I'm questioning if I'm just trying to conform to societal standards of the 21st century. Do I really need to be alone to explore and love myself? Do I feel FOMO of the single life because I really need to experience it? Or is it just another societal norm to fuck around in your early 20s? Sometimes I cry myself to sleep because I feel like I have wasted my boyfriend's time because he would probably have had kids by now. And I often think that I just need to leave so that I can experience a single life for the sake of it. Have I got myself in too deep at just 22 years old? My head is scrambled. Help. Lots of love. Elvida. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, babe.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Darling.
I know it's not the answer you want. And I know, and you're so empathetic to your boyfriend and the fact that you feel like you've wasted his time, but that is not a reason to stay in a relationship.
Don't keep wasting his time.
I'm so sorry. It'll keep
don't waste your time.
It's not fair. It's not fair to either of you. And I think deep down, yes.
And you're not a bitch for this.
You
dude.
know,
this
not at all.
This is you coming to a realization like when you're already into a situation. You're not like, you didn't premeditate doing this. Like, oh, I'm going to get with this guy and waste his time and all this shit. That's not fair.
These are from 17 to 25. You change so much. That's why getting in a relationship anywhere in those years,
danger zone.
It's dangerous.
Danger zone. That doesn't mean it can't happen, but it's the danger zone.
It is because you might change apart from each other, and it sounds like you have, and it also sounds like you didn't get out of your system, like being
and maybe you
alone.
Changed and he didn't, and that happens too. By the way. It doesn't have to be both of you changing in different directions.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is one person.
And I think it's healthy to acknowledge your feelings of wanting to explore being alone. Like if you don't know what it's like being alone, then you do kind of wrap your identity into the other person, where it's like you don't know what it would be like. And this actually, I feel like I relate to this in a relationship that I had from I think I was 18 to 23. That was the 5-year relationship that I was in. And I talk about this relationship a lot because he didn't do anything wrong. And we were he loved me. I felt like I loved him, and I felt like terrible. I felt terrible for breaking up for like no reason, quote unquote, even though my gut feeling was just like, I just need to be alone.
But you got over it.
I did. I got in another relationship with this other dude. That's and the sex was, let me tell you. Let me tell you. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, anyway, so I felt bad. You just have to rip the Band-Aid off because, I felt like maybe I had been feeling those feelings for like a year before I actually broke up with him. And part of me was like, well, it's comfortable. Like, all relationships kind of fizzle at some point.
Crying yourself to sleep at night over this? Come on,
And
dude.
I think you can tell by your actions that you have a bit of depression right now. You're in a depressive state. Whether that's clinical or you're just going through a depressive state, you are showing symptoms of depression right now.
And by the way, the YouTubers who say they have to break up to go because they have to love themselves, that's just a line they use. I know them all.
Shut
it's
up.
Just a line. No, I'm fucking kidding.
No, it's true.
It's a real thing, dude.
If
you don't love yourself, that's a toughie, dude. That's a toughie.
And honestly, I think societal standards go the other way. I feel like people pressure you to stay in a relationship and make it work, and relationships are work, and you got to get through it, and blah blah blah.
It's always going to be hell. We've heard that a lot. Marriage is hell, and I'm like, what?
Oh, I got all of that when I tried to break up with this guy, where I was like, I know, like it really shook me that I had to break up with him over nothing other than I wanted to explore being alone. Because and all the people, all our friends and stuff, they're like, wait, but nothing's going wrong, and like you just gotta work on. I went to a therapist for it. I could not get back to a state of being excited about that relationship.
Listen, my buddy Joe and my friend Jess, they broke up, and they're both living their best lives now. It's unquestionable.
Yeah,
you can't even like blink when you think about it.
If envisioning making a future together and growing old together makes you want to vomit, and you're like, oh, I'm not excited about it at all, it's a huge sign that you need to honor that, or else you're just going to be miserable and always wondering what if. And I know so many people also that stuck it out, and now they're in way too deep.
Yep.
Like, you think you're in too deep now with no marriage and no kids. Wait till you 30 years from now, and you're like, I wonder what would have happened if explored my life a little
Whereas
bit.
my friends, literally one of them is probably snowboarding right now, like literally doing that. And the other one is like chilling with a glass of wine, like by the ocean.
Studying for her CPA exam.
I mean, come on, dude. And they broke up like behind me.
Yeah, in this living room.
And they were both starting at 0. And they were both looking at their lives going, holy fuck, we just put like 5 years into this.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be insane.
And they started over in their 30s.
And they're great now.
Yeah.
So there is hope. I see it up close and personal.
They're
constantly.
so happy that they didn't stay together.
It's just one of those things where sometimes it's just not the right time and it's incompatible for your own situation. So
I just think about it this way with all things and all situations that are hard decision wise is you only get this one life, right? And it's so short in the grand scheme of things. You're on this earth for 80 years. It's like nothing. So why spend the majority of it being miserable? You know, if you just to make someone else happy or feel like you didn't want to waste their time. No.
Even a month is just wasting more time.
Yeah. So
Let's
good luck to you.
get this done out there. Okay, get it done. Thanks.
Break up.
Hit that button, Mark.
Break up.
Yeah.
All right.
Why hit the button and then have Nikki say it too?
Well, I just like doing it with the button.
Okay. Well,
I like to it's like singing along to my favorite
song.
song.
Set some ground rules on the button.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know.
Unless we're gonna do an echo or something.
No.
Okay.
No, I just want it's like a karaoke.
It just feels like you're trying to take the button's attention.
No, I'm not trying to.
Okay, thank you.
I just really like it.
All right. Well, let it play. Let it play. By the way, we threw away that couch that Jess and Joe broke up on because that's just bad luck. Tainted. We set fire to it.
I saged it and threw it away. Both of those things.
Yeah, just in case somebody, even down their luck already, sat on that couch. We don't want that.
Nope. Not having. I mean, my cat's peed on it too, but.
Oh yeah, before and after.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for questions. Thank you so much for submitting things. If you have a question, you can always submit it to podcast@nikki.limo. We check it not very often, but apparently, we
sorry about that. Well, we had COVID for a month.
It.
Hope that's okay with you guys. And
then there was the holidays, and then we really wanted to do these investing episodes, but
so the fact that it was November that some of these came in, we're gonna get to that.
But some of these were recent. Some of these I jumped around a lot, so some of them are recent. So yeah, we'll get to it eventually. Probably.
And if you sent it in and you're like, wait, they didn't get to mine, we might get to it still.
Or you can send it again.
Yeah, send it again.
All right. We love you guys. I hope you liked that. I hope that was helpful. If not, we're not experts. What do you expect for us? What do you want?
What kind of stand-ups are you setting? Also, we do a very special thing on our Patreon called Shit They Don't Tell You After Dark.
Oh yeah, where we get really intimate.
Very, very intimate, very personal.
Personal things that are going on in our lives that we cannot reveal to the
public. It's
great
therapy, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's some shit they don't tell you that we're going through right now, rather than having gone through it and now reiterating it later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, check it out. Links in the description, and we'll see you next time. Bye.